love these old instruction books. The style of them, the simplicity. They don't tell you really much of anything. You just have the pictures to follow. So let's get started. But I think this set came out in like 1996, which feels so long ago already, but all right. Oh, look at this piece. I love that piece. The front of the safe. And we got to add our first gold coins. These are great too. The old chrome gold pieces are just amazing. All right, next up is our gun case. I think one good thing about this set is just how many minifigures come in it, which our first one is coming up very soon. Funny, Lego originally said they're not going to make any modern weapons, but I don't know, it looks pretty modern to me. I'm all for it though. I mean, these historicals, not historical, but I mean, based on historical themes, they have so much playability and they were so fun. I don't really see there being anything wrong with that. So here's our first, I guess, kind of pack mule. We'll set that over there. Next up, the rolling cannon with our guy Flatfoot Thompson, which is awesome how they named all these guys back then too. There was a whole story that went with it. I mean, even if you look on, I don't want to give it away too much, but the back page, they have these illustrated, almost like comic book style parts to them. Man, these wheels are tough to get on though. There we go, that one was better. And one more, where are you? Okay, so next up, I mean, when I found this at the thrift store, the cannon was already in here. And it being so old, I am way too scared to take it out. So it's gonna stay just like that. All right, and now our first bad guy. Flatfoot Thompson. So in this story, he was kind of like the muscle, the bad guy. I don't know. He wasn't the leader of the bad guys. Man, look at that face. Look at that face. And he's rolling out. He's got his lever action rifle, his revolver. What a minifig. I love these old things. All right, he's ready to go. On to the next step. So I'm probably not going to pick up the book for every single set of instructions, but for every single page, I mean. Let's see if I can spread it out. There we go. That's not too bad. All right, let's get going on this. So we're starting with the base of the hideout. And basically the story here is these bandits rolled up, stole the gold from the town, kind of a classic theme, and made off into an abandoned gold mine to get away with all their loot. So, got these. And for being only like 215 pieces, this is quite a tall set, which is another awesome point about it. It has a lot of playability. It's like an amazing collect. I can't believe I found it, honestly. All right, our first big chunky stone. Probably should have cleaned this base plate off first, but oh well. Too late now. And as we go through this, since the front page was missing, I'll introduce the other characters as we go along. Okay, just counting out the pegs here, 3, 6, 9. I'll move that up so you guys can get a better view. I'm gonna have to move these instructions, they're just huge. All right, our second print piece, the playing cards. How cool is that? So they're gonna go down over here. And then our last 2 gold coins, the same chrome gold ones, go just in there, and they're loose, so gotta be careful for a minute until we get them hidden away. It seems like the bandits here have buried their treasure. It'd be nice to see Lego bring these back one day. And that is the wrong color, my bad. I mean, not as like a remake of the same set, but these classic themes of storytelling. Pirates as well. Even forest men, which I don't know. I mean, there's a second big chunky brick here, and that comes right up to the edge, just here. So it looks like if I pick up this base plate now, we have 2 main structures, a secret cave hideout where the bandits play cards, and then you'll see. Why don't we bring in our next guy though? All right, so here we have the Colonel. And I believe his name, I did look this up actually beforehand. His name is Colonel Carlson. And he's out to catch the bad guys. You know, he probably heard from the town they robbed from the bank and then made off over here. So we'll see how he does. And I guess we should probably give him a weapon too, huh? So he can also have a rifle, and I believe this horse is his. So this one starts with the black saddle. He does have the rifle on the side. This was on page 1 of the ripped off instructions, so I just had to check online. And awesome. Again, I cannot believe that this was just sitting in the bag at the thrift shop, because it's in perfect condition basically. There's very little, if any, play marks and scratches on the print, and the clips are nice. So this guy, since he's cavalry, he gets a sword and the chrome trumpet, which was supposed to be gold, and you can see how beat up this is. So maybe someday I'll see if I can find a nicer one to finish off this set. This is one I'll be keeping. All right, now he's ready to go. Okay, just double checking again, looking at these instructions with no actual number of parts per instruction page. You gotta be careful. All right, and this is going to be the ramp, and for you guys that are familiar with this set, this is one of the coolest parts of this set. I'm not going to spoil it yet, so you'll just have to keep watching and see what it turns into. Okay, that's it, and we're gonna just lock it in down here. All right, we're on to the next bit. Some black, filling out some of these empty spaces. And almost missed it, but there should be one more gray 2x6 lock in right there. All right, so far so good. Now we're getting onto the main structure of the building. We do use one more of these heavy chunky bricks. It should line up right like that. Perfect. And again, you got to be so careful looking at these instructions. There's one more, 2x3 way off to the side. Easy to miss those. All right, moving right along. It's funny, with only 215 pieces on these big rebuilds, I'm just so not used to it. From like all loose bags, it takes me longer than I expect just to find a simple brick. All right, what else are we missing here? All right, our first green leafy bit, cool. So that goes on, oh, see, look at that, almost missed that. 1, 2. All right, time to bring in our next minifig. He's kind of the main bad guy in the story. This is Black Bart. We'll get them together and then I'll tell you about him. Oop. His bandana definitely gonna cover his face, but pretty crusty looking guy. He's the leader of the bandits, and I think kind of the main, in Sheriff's Lockup, for example, there's a break out of jail. I think he's probably the mastermind behind that. Well, again, we'll probably give him a pistol. All right, Black Bart, put you over there with your buddy. Moving on. So now we're up to the second floor of this building. It already looks amazing though. I mean, what a set. The base plate just really sells it too. I wish they still made ones like that. Okay, far off on the other corner here, we're starting to build up our water barrel structure, which again has a really cool playability kind of factor to it, I guess. Element, I should say. All right, I think we got everything. All right, and this actually is what kind of made me notice this bag as I was out thrift shopping. Was this piece was sticking out on the bottom, and I remembered this because I had this set as a kid, and I was an idiot and decided to sell it as a teenager, but somehow the universe has aligned and I got it back. Wouldn't it be wild if it was actually the same set, like mine from way before? All right, and there are other pieces on this. So again, there's a little instruction bit here, but almost missed that, part up here, part over there. So there are other things going on these pages. Let's take a break here a second. Actually, I'm gonna do another angle shot, so that way you can see what it looks like from the perspective of the minifig. Look at that chunky beast. You don't see these very often nowadays. And our last giant one here, which actually blocks off the remainder of the second floor. There we go. Ah, awesome. Okay, our next step here looks like it's getting the water barrel together. Where is that piece? Right in front of me. Okay, again, just building up the second floor structure here. Not too much exciting to say about this part. And why don't we introduce our next good guy? So we had Colonel Carlson, and I looked around online. I couldn't find anything. I don't know if this guy has a name. He's just a cavalry soldier, so I think, you know, he ends up being the first victim of this story, most likely. Still a beautiful minifig, though. Again, like, look at the condition of this. It was just, it's flawless, basically. I don't know. I'm still pretty in shock about it. Anyway, cavalry soldier, there you go. All right, let's get this set done. I want to see what it looks like at the end. And I will be building a diorama soon, so this will be incorporated in it once I get a couple more tables like this. So that will be coming in the future. Oop. Made a mistake. All right, and there's the entrance to our mine. And back over to our water barrel. We almost missed this on the instructions again. I gotta slow down a bit. Right, on step 16. Let's go back, make sure we didn't miss anything real quick. So far everything looks good though. Yep. All right, I think we're good to go. Our bright yellow chair. Kind of funny if you imagine it in their world, because what is that? There's supposed to be a secret hideout with a lovely yellow grandma chair. Okay. You can really see it starting to take shape now, the general outline of the entire peak of the structure. Let me see if I can angle this down a little better for you guys. There we go. All right, next we got that old school fire. It even has the little clips that used to go in the dragon's mouth. And I think also a good stick in the end of some of the cannons. Where the wick goes, not out of the barrel. I almost missed a piece again. There we go. Hold on, I gotta go back. What did I do wrong here? Ah. Okay. Now we can start building this up properly. Back to our flame brick. Oh, actually goes over one more there. Three here. And yeah, these old windows also, as you can see, they have this little hook looking piece on the end. That's actually for the shutter. So you can get the window pane, where I guess you would imagine glass would be with the shutter, which again adds so much more flavor to it. I don't know why they don't make those anymore. I guess they got broken off too easily, but it's worth it. Again, not to be overly nostalgic, but these doors too, I wish is something they would bring back. There's our big water barrel. We just need the spout in the end. Why don't we bring in our last minifig now? This guy's kind of funny too. His name is Dewey Cheatham. You can see he's got his spades vest, so he's obviously like the cheater, the trickster of the group. He's got a gold tooth and a top hat. And a top hat. Definitely not suspicious at all. Okay. And here we add our last big chunky rock piece. If I can lock it in. There we go. Love this design too. The steps actually slide in, so you can remove them. And then the colonel and the cavalry soldier can't get up to the bandit's hideout, which is genius. Cool use of the little flex bricks they used to make. This is actually going to be part of the roof here. Oop, what am I doing? Went too fast. And, oh, I messed up again. There we go. Okay, we're winding up here. We're just about done on the final few steps, if I can get it right. Alright, here's a really cool component. So, something I really wasn't expecting to see, and as a kid this just like blew my mind. But we have a very old-timey Gatling gun, I guess, kind of. I mean, it's not quite a Gatling gun, but I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure there's an official name for it somewhere, I just don't know it myself. But it locks in right on this piece here. And now the Cowboys have a lot of firepower. Basically, the cavalry has no chance in this set. You can see the instructions there. These instructions on their own are just art anyway. You guys know what this is for? Let me slide it out a little. Clips in here. It goes under here. If you remember old Flatfoot, he's just chilling in the gold mine and oh, howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm just looking for some bad guys. Done. Again, awesome idea. Haven't really seen anything like that in a set before or since, but we'll see. We get to add our final couple of shrubs. 1, 2, on the top, and 3. The last sticker piece, again, is in pretty good condition. Not perfect, but goes right on the top of our gold mine. Put the barrel behind it. Another trap. And then our last couple of pieces here, we have the black, oops, not that one. This one and this one, they go for the extra horse parts. So if you don't want them to have a saddle, clip in like that. So this horse is for the other cavalry guy. And that's the whole set.